See, the world that we are living right now is full of war, crimes, murder, landslides, accidents, crisis everywhere. The statement that I told just now is not true. But sometimes we tend to think like this, especially if we are doom scrolling. I'm a neuroscience coach, and social media and guilt addiction cycle has been a prime focus of my research. And today, I'm going to help you understand doom scrolling and the science behind it so that you can take better decisions. What exactly is doom scrolling and why is it so difficult to get rid of it? Doom scrolling refers to continuously watching videos and reels and news that are negative and distressing. For example, if you are in a loop of watching videos of accidents or landslides or violence, then this is called doom scrolling. People often start doom scrolling with the feeling that I just want to stay informed, but it often leads to compulsive behavior. And doom scrolling is surprisingly increasing in today's world, and scientists have claimed that it is one of the biggest threats to human body and human mind. If doom scrolling is so bad, why do we do it? That's because our brain has something called negative bias, which means we tend to get attracted to negative news more than the positive ones. That's because this device right here, it is built to seek threats. Every scary headline or a threatful video can trigger the amygdala, the alarm system of the mind. And once it is triggered, it pumps the stress signals into the body. We think that if it is happening with somebody today, it can happen to us as well. This signal can feel protective at first because we feel that we are staying updated with the news and we can protect ourselves with it. But ultimately, it can lead to anxiety. The story does not end here. This is just one basic science behind doom scrolling, and there is more. Another problem is unpredictability of reels. When we are scrolling through reels, we do not know what the next reel is going to be about, whether it's going to be funny, whether it's going to be entertaining, whether it's going to be dangerous or fearful. We do not know about it. This anticipation of what comes next leads to reward inside our brain. It's very similar to opening a mystery box where we do not know what comes next. Now imagine this mix. Your amygdala is saying, danger, keep looking for threats. And your reward circuit is saying that, great job, keep scrolling. This leads to an emotional roller coaster. You flip from feeling anxious to feeling rewarded and obsessed over scrolling. The bigger problem is that we process bad news more intensely than the good news. So every scroll can spike up the heart rate and the stress hormones, which can feel like as if we are in a constant flight or fight response. Over time, this constant stress can lead to bigger problems like anxiety and depression. There are three brain regions that are responsible for everything that we just discussed. The first one is the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the decision maker. It is the rational and the logical brain. So the job of prefrontal cortex is to say, stop. We have scrolled enough and we do not need to scroll any longer. But the problem is under the influence of amygdala. When our body is in the flight or fight response, when we are stressed and triggered, the prefrontal cortex kind of gets dominated by the amygdala. And that's why it cannot take rational decisions, and that's the reason we cannot stop. The second reason is amygdala itself. It is responsible for triggering the alarm system so that we kind of stop thinking and we just seek new ways of dealing with the threat. And the third reason is the nucleus accumbens. This is the same reason where the reward chemical dopamine is released. All of these different parts of the brain interact in a loop. The more we doom scroll, the more we rewire our brain for this behavior. In other words, we get better at craving quick dopamine and we get worse at controlling ourselves. If this continues for an extended period of time, even the functions of amygdala and nucleus accumbens can be affected, which means it gets even more difficult to regulate our emotions. Now, enough of all the science and bad news. Let's focus on something good. The good news is that the very science that explains doom scrolling also gives a solution for that. I know that there are so many solutions out there on the internet, and I'm not going to give you many tips to control this behavior, but I'm just going to give you one suggestion that is going to help you break this cycle of doom scrolling. We all feel guilty when we use our mobile phones for an extended period of time, don't we? But the problem is that we do not try to feel that guilt. We try to run away from that feeling, and that's why the best way is to keep on scrolling. We do not have to feel the guilt if we do that, right? But the next time When you feel that it's time to stop and you want to stop, do not try to avoid that feeling. All we need to do is we need to take a small break. That small break works as a sensory interruption. A sensory interruption requires at least 30 to 60 seconds of the break. All you need to do is close your eyes, try to remove the phone from your hand, and there are three things that you can do in this circumstance. You can breathe, stretch, or you can, if possible, you can even splash cold water on yourself. This sensory interruption on your senses, can help to reactivate the prefrontal cortex. Because remember, prefrontal cortex is going to make the right decisions for you. That's the logical mind. But all we need to do is take this sensory interruption as an opportunity for the prefrontal cortex to start operating so that the amygdala's dominance over the prefrontal cortex can be removed. See, I believe that we all deserve peace and focus. The world might have a lot of bad news, but it's also full of good news. By breaking this cycle of doom scrolling, we can reclaim our attention and calm. The science is already showing you the path, and now it's in your hand to take action. Also, do not miss out on subscribing to the channel to learn more science backed behavioral improvement techniques, because I'm on a mission to learn about human mind and behavior as much as I can and share it with you.